Hi, friends. Today, I want to talk to you about homeowners insurance. Recently, I noticed in my neighborhood that there were several houses getting a new roof. And as most realtors know, that means there's a possibility that there's been some hail damage in the neighborhood. So I called a friendly roofer and he came by to have a look at our roof. And sure enough, he saw some wind and hail damage on our roof. And he said, okay, who's your insurance company? Here's their number. Here are the guys I work with all the time, the adjusters, and we'll see if we can get you a new roof through your insurance. Great. So I called my insurance company and they said, well, it says here you have an exclusion for wind and hail damage on your homeowner's policy. And I said, say what? So I called my agent and said, your company is telling me I don't have coverage for my roof. What's going on here? And he said, wow, let me do a little research and I'll call you back. So, okay, he called me back and he said, well, it's true. We have an exclusion for wind and hail damage on your policy. In 2008, when you bought this house, our company was not writing wind and hail coverage in the state of Louisiana because of Hurricane Katrina. But every mortgage company required it, so a secondary policy was usually issued from a different company. And I don't see one on your house, and that's very strange because you still have a mortgage, right? And I said, yeah. So he said, okay, do me a favor, call your mortgage company and find out who the secondary policy is with. They'll have those records because they're paying it out of your escrow. That's how it works in our town. So I said, great. So I called the mortgage company and they said, no, we don't have a secondary policy. All we have is your main company. And I said, so what do I do? And they said, well, I don't know. So I hung up with them and called my agent back and said, they don't have anything. What do I do? And he said, let me do a little more research and I'll see what I can figure out. Okay, so in the end, he discovered that we did have a secondary policy when we bought the house with the first mortgage, but we refinanced in 2012. And that new mortgage company did take out a secondary policy, but they stopped paying it after a year. So we don't have coverage for our roof. Now, I'm now in the process of following up with my mortgage company to get some satisfaction on that front. My advice to you is you should really be in good contact with your homeowner insurance agency and do a review of your policy every 1 to 3 years because exclusions do come up, like with Hurricane Katrina and other disasters. Things change and you may think you have coverage, but you don't. And the worst way to find out is after something has happened to your house, as I can attest. And many people who had flooded homes with no flood insurance can tell you it's a very painful discovery. So I encourage you to get in touch with your insurance agent and make sure you understand what your policy covers. And if it's not good enough, then get better coverage before something bad happens. I hope you have a great rest of the weekend.